Good morning friends, welcome to CredenceIAS. Then, which type of unemployment occurs when workers voluntarily leave their jobs to in search of new opportunities? This is a direct question, nothing to go in detail about this. You need to understand that different types of unemployments, right? So frictional, so when a person is working in one particular company for a particular platform or a skill, he changes to another firm, or he quits his job and go for another company to work for the temporary transition period. He may be not employed for that period, say for 1 month, 2 months. So that period, what we call it as type of unemployment created when a person shifts from one job to another job, or from one skill set to another skill set. That temporary lag for which he transfers from one job to another job, or from one firm to another firm, that lag or time period for which he remains unemployed, we call that as a frictional unemployment. So others are cyclical. So cyclical unemployment is also there. For examples is the farmers, so where farmers work for a particular time and they leave when there is a farming season, or when there is agriculture season, they will be employed in the agriculture. When there is no agriculture season, so they will leave the agriculture job, so they will be unemployed, they will come to other sectors. So this cycle will keep on repeating. You can take various examples for this with regard to the various instances of cyclical unemployment. So it will like a season, so they will be employed in a particular season, afterwards they will remain unemployed. So this is a cycle repeats on various occasions. So structural, so when structural happens, when there is a mismatch between the skill set or the requirement of a job and the human resource availability. When there is a mismatch, or there is available of job, but there is no skill set available for that particular job. Say for instance, now the AI driven employment is booming. If the persons capable of delivering the goods using the AI is not available, then it may leads to unemployment, but it is due to the structural, means the structure of the economy is problem, because the human resource is there, but they are not equipped with the skill set what the economy demands. So whatever the economy demands, that skill set has to be met. Then the institutional, so to go on to the different types of unemployment, you will come to know the various aspects with regard to the unemployment. So next, moving on to the next aspect, consider following statements. Consumer price index, so inflation data is published by NSO. CPI is used to index contracts such as rental agreements and retirement benefits. So which of the following statements are true with regard to the, so inflation data is published by NSO, that's true, National Statistical Organization. CPI is used to index contracts such as rental agreements and retirement benefits. The majorly our CA, DA, okay, of the employees, state government employees and central government employees is majorly determined using the CPI, and also the retirement benefits also keeps on fluctuating, right, because of the how the inflation changes upon, based on that the retirement benefits also need to be changed, so that the people can lead the effective life. If when the person is retired, say for instance in the year 2010, and he was getting a pension of 10,000 rupees, imagine now he is in 2024 also is getting 10,000 as the pension, then it is not a fair mechanism to provide pension benefits to the employee, because over 14 years inflation has increased upon, the costs of the goods have been increased upon. So based on that criteria, the pension benefits or retirement benefits need to be changed also, so that he can get the benefits according to the changes in the economy, that is changes in the inflation. So if the prices of, say for instance, the eatables, maybe the food grains or vegetables have increased upon, he need more amount to procure those goods to lead a comfortable life. For that, the government takes this inflation as a measure to judge or to determine the various benefits. Okay, so this says that both 1 and 2 are correct with regard to the consumer price index. Then moving on to the next aspect, so on the recommendation of which committee the following, it has to be regional rural banks, right? There is some like these various mistakes in the questions, you just reframe them or make sure that you change those. So which of the following committees, on the recommendation of which of the committee the following regional rural banks were established, in which year the question has been asked, but the year is not 2009, Okay, I think everyone knows that the committee is 1975. So in that 1975 committee, it was decided to provide the in order to enrich the rural financial inclusion, the government decided to bring in regional RRBs, regional rural banks, in 1975. Okay, so based on the 1976 Act, the RRBs were formulated. So you need to make sure that you change the years. It is the Narasimhan committee. So you can change, you can also understand the Manmohan Singh committee. So not Manmohan Singh committee was also given. So Manmohan Singh committee doesn't come into picture. Then Urjit Patel committee. So Urjit Patel committee majorly established. So it was majorly established in order to monetary policy framework by the RBI, right? So for that the committee was established. So the regional rural bank is the Narasimhan committee. Then economic growth in a country will necessarily have to occur. So when the economic growth of in a country will necessarily have to occur, when the economic growth will happen in a country, that is the question. The option, there is a capital formation in the country, the country's exports are increasing, there is a technological progress in the country, there is a population growth in the country. So these are the various options given. Economic growth in a country will necessarily have to occur if there is a capital formation in the country, the country's exports are increasing, there is a technological progress in the country, there is a population growth in the country. So going by the statements, see, say we will go by this aspect. There is a capital formation. Okay, capex, not expenditure, capital formation. If there is a huge capital, if the country has surplus capital to invest upon on the expenditure, say for instance it will invest on the infrastructure related aspects. When it invests on the infrastructure related aspects, it will yield benefits to the country in the longer run. It's a sustainable option where the government can come and invest in the infrastructure development. So whenever there is a capital formation, so government will help in growth of the country. So by investing in the infrastructure, by making various social sector schemes, by enhancing the education, health and other primary, secondary and tertiary sectors, it will lead to the growth in the country. Okay, the country's exports are increased. Suppose country's exports are increasing, it's a sign of growth. It is also a sign of growth, but the question says will necessarily have to occur. If a country has to grow, then this has to, it is the basic, means it is fundamental. This situation or phenomena has to be occur. Others may occur, may not occur, then the economic growth will happen. Suppose if there is no capital formation, only exports are increasing. Okay, it will not suffice or it will not be a basic aspect for the economic growth. Exports are increasing, only the export sector is improving upon. What about the other sectors? Okay, what type of exports are increasing? Whether it is increasing in the service-led exports or gems and jewelries, what type of goods are exporting upon or exports is increasing. So you need to understand merchandise, service, which types of exports are increasing, how it is helping in earning the income. Okay, those exports are import based exports or homegrown or homely driven exports. We need to understand those things. So the country's exports are increasing is a sign towards growth, but it is not a necessary parameter to assess the economic growth. Even though exports are increasing, country may not see the growth, okay, because of the various factors. Technological progress in the country, yes, there may be growth, but this technological progress, how it is harnessed by the country is also important. If there is a technological progress and the people leaving the country or go outside the country, we call it a technological drain, right? Economic drain type scenario is, brain drain is happening in the Indian sector. So majority of the people will get the education, technology, they will understand, they will move out of the country because there is no proper infrastructure, job opportunities with their skill set. So technologically they may be progressing, but it is not suffice for the economic growth. So population growth, if there is a growth in the population, doesn't see that there is a growth in the country economy, right? So the most appropriate answer for this is the capital formation. So whenever, so why the government majorly focus on the capital, capex expenditure, means capital expenditure means that capital which of the government has got is to be spent or expenditure has to be made to the proper channels itself, then only we can visualize the growth of the country. So having said that, the correct answer for this is, the correct answer will be the economic growth of the country will necessarily have to occur if there is a capital formation in the country. So this is with regard to the 11th question. Moving on to the next one, which of the below best describes the hidden hunger? So it's a concept. Hidden hunger is nothing but majorly nutrient deficiency. Okay, so hidden hunger means, suppose you eat lot of junk foods, okay, you eat burgers, pizza, everything, you feel that you don't feel hunger, means your appetite has been full, means you have taken a plenty good of amount of quantity of food to your stomach, but the required nutrients are supplied to your body? No, because those foods which you consume doesn't contain all the nutrients or requirements which the body needs. So for the nutrients and the vitamins which has to go to the body, it will be through the balanced diet. You need to have some fruits, vegetables, the healthy diet which you need to a man need to consume. So what the hidden hunger talks about, it is nothing but the deficiencies with regard to the nutrients. So this is what we need to understand with regard to this question. Then when it comes to Rangarajan committee, the question should be better framed, because the Rangarajan, former RBI governor Shri Rangarajan sir, has been headed the various committees. He has been chairperson of the various committees. It has to be explicitly mention which committee has to be headed upon, but going by the question, they wanted to make frame of the question with regard to the poverty estimates, I think so. So based on that only they have given the key answers. So that the 13th it talks about the when was the Rangarajan committee submitted its report, they have given. So it has given that Rangarajan committee is appointed in 2009 to review the poverty. So he has given his report in 2010, it has given. So don't take too much of it. So you can make sure that you need to understand the various important committees in the economy. Of that, Rangarajan committee is also one of the important for the poverty estimation. It was established in 2009, submitted report in 2010. So the question should be better framed.